Chair lays out the following resolution. The Secretary will read the resolution.
Senate Resolution 264 by Zaffarini. Whereas March 18, 2025 marks the 62nd anniversary of the landmark Supreme Court ruling in Gideon v. Wainwright, which found that under the United States Constitution, state courts must provide attorneys to indigent defendants in all felony cases. And whereas in Gideon v. Wainwright, the United States Supreme Court unanimously reaffirmed the right of defendants to a fair trial and recognized that our adversarial system of criminal justice depends upon a fair contest between the prosecution and the defense. And this contest is an effective means of arriving at just results only when both the prosecution and the defense are adequately prepared and equipped to present their case effectively under the law. And whereas, because the assistance of counsel is essential to effectuate a meaningful defense when faced with prosecution by the state, the 77th Legislature passed the Fair Defense Act of 2001 to better ensure that the constitutional rights of all Texans would be more reliably safeguarded. And whereas that act established the Task Force on Indigent Defense, which was elevated to permanent agency status as the Texas Indigent Defense Commission. Now therefore be it resolved that the Senate of the State of Texas, 89th Legislature, hereby commemorate the 62nd anniversary of Gideon v. Wainwright and commend the Texas Indigent Defense Commission on its work to improve the administration of justice in this state.
Chair recognizes Dean Zaffarini on the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President and members, it is my pleasure to author Senate Resolution 264, celebrating the 62nd anniversary of the ruling in Gideon versus Wainwright. It affirmed that the 6th and 14th Amendment guarantee a right of legal counsel to anyone accused of a crime. By ensuring no one faces prosecution without legal representation, Gideon versus Wainwright set the stage for critical reforms in indigent defense. That ultimately led to the passage of Senate Bill 7, the Fair Defense Act of 2001. I was proud to co-author this critical legislation by Senator Rodney Ellis, which was sponsored in the House by then Representative Chuy Hinojosa. The Fair Defense Act established statewide standards for indigent defense, ensuring those who cannot afford legal representation receive competent and effective counsel. It also paved the way for the creation of the Texas Indigent Defense Commission, which continues to improve public defense in our state's judicial system. Because of Gideon versus Wainwright, our state has made significant strides in protecting the right to counsel, but our work is not finished. Safeguarding access to quality legal defense requires continued commitment to upholding that right every day. Let today serve as a reminder of our state's responsibility to deliver justice, fairness, and the principles enshrined in that historic ruling. In honor of today's resolution, we are joined by members of TDIC, the Texas Indigent Defense Commission, who are in the North Gallery, and I'll ask them to rise. Well, they're already up. So if I call your name, please wave so we'll know who you are. Scott Ehlers, Executive Director, Edwin Koufax, Director of Grant Funding, and attorneys who serve as policy analysts, Cody Huffman and Kristen Meeks, along with the entire delegation. Thank you for your leadership, thank you for your hard work, and welcome to the Texas Senate. Members, please join me in thanking these attorneys for their good work.
Chair recognizes Senator Hinojosa of Hidalgo.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Senator Zaffarini, for bringing this resolution. This landmark decision was so important that we passed legislation here in the Texas legislature to implement and make that the law, the Supreme Court of the law of indigent defense. I don't think people realize how it is when a person is accused of a crime that that person didn't commit. A person is innocent until proven guilty. But we all know, those of us who've been involved in our court system, that in the criminal justice system, we have convicted people who are innocent, and we find them innocent years later. So it's very important for us that we provide an attorney to any defendant, to any person being accused of a felony crime. When you have the power of the state, the resources of the state, trying to put you in jail for something you didn't commit. The only way you can be proven innocent is by having an attorney represent you in court, and this landmark recognition, Gideon versus Wainwright, established that right. And thank you for the work you all do. I worked for legal aid for many years, and I've done quite a bit of work in criminal defense work, so I know how important it is, such a basic right, to provide an indigent with legal representation in court. But thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Chair recognizes Dean Zaffarini to close on the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move adoption.
Is there objection to the adoption of the resolution? The chair hears none. The resolution is adopted.
Thank you, Mr. President and members.